First of all, how did this come about? Fix It Jesus. How did this whole sitcom series come about, and how did you get involved in it?
Man, it came about from the mind of Booker T. Flemings, who, as we're looking more and more, by happen chance, I believe Booker and I may be related because his relatives are marshals on his mom's side, and they coming out of the Virginia area, Arkansas, Oklahoma area, such as myself. But I got a call from my homeboy Bam Brown that was playing the bishop initially on the sitcom, and he was like, Booker needed some extras in a church scene, and he was asking, could I come over after church and just sit in as a congregational member, pew member. And when I walked in, sometimes you just catch the favor of God and catch the eyes of people. And he was like, hey, bro, you sing? And I was like, I can do a little something. He said, go up in the choir stand. So I went from that quick being just a quiet pew member to singing in the choir in episode 1. Then when we got ready to shoot the extra scene for the congregation, he looked at what I was dressed in, and he had a regular by the name of Brenda, which now wound up being my girlfriend on the show. Me and her were matched. We were color coordinated. And he was like, DL, right? Come sit next to Brenda. Let me see something. And so he angled us up, said we matched, and Kevin was born. So actually, he created within 2 days a script for Kevin, wrote me in. I learned the lines. And then I believe episode 3 that you are going to show after this interview, none of what I say was scripted. Booker is he's so gracious to comedians. He allowed me to come up on the spot with everything I said.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So nothing in episode 3 that you hear Kevin say was written for me. It all came out at that moment. Yeah.
So let me ask you this then. Speaking of episode 3, how did the preacher role come about?
Okay, I can say it now. It was hard interviewing on that before the episode came out. So the preacher role came out because the bishop in episode, I think 2, was supposed to announce his new assistant pastor or assistant bishop. And so a situation came up that Alvin's mom, Mother Pearl, got herself into. And so right when he got ready to announce what was happening, I hop up and I start asking like, hey, do you get paid to be a bishop? And he was like, yeah. So that's one interruption. Then the detectives came with the guy. And so the bishop is like, I don't know if this is the type of person I want to be my bishop. Well, Alvin, played by Alvin Brooks, is the father of the Odams. He started having anxiety. He had to go to the doctor for his anxiety, took some medicines. The medicines caused him to hallucinate. So he's taking bits and pieces of that dinner, and he's taking like, well, me and my wife are going to go visit a church. They go visit a church in his dream of hallucination, and Kevin happened to be the bishop. But Kevin ain't bald. Kevin got this 70s fro, and he's got like 3 wives and a baby mama that attend the church and a child that I don't want to tell too much for the people watching.
Just messy. That's
how it came about. Yeah.
Just messy. Hey, so let me ask you this then. I got a question for you. What is the actual premise of Fix It Jesus? What is the message?
Okay,
in the sitcom?
Good question. So Fix It Jesus started off the way the premise was supposed to go was at the end of every episode, it was going to wind up either in the bishop's church with a message coming through sermon by the bishop's pulpit, or it was going to be like in the bishop's study, the bishop saying words of encouragement. Hey, what's up there, Janie Ford? That's one of the Backstage Pass platinum holders right there. Appreciate you.
All right.
So yeah, so that it was supposed to be a message. So basically, Booker had envisioned everyday issues, everyday problems. And a lot of times we get it misconstrued that church people don't have problems. Christians don't have
Right.
issues. Bishops don't have problems. Ministers don't. It's always the people that are unsaved. Well, what happens when the saved folks start having problems? Where do you go then? What do you do then? So that's how the name Fix It Jesus came. And I know a lot of times, sometimes church folk, not necessarily Christian, but church folks can be so superly, spookishly saved that they become so heavenly minded they know earthly good. It's like, well, why y'all talking about this is a Christian sitcom and y'all do? Well, if we don't create issues, what are we asking Jesus to fix? So you got to have problems to arrive that Jesus is able to, or there's a need for Jesus to fix, so that the name of the sitcom makes sense. Fix It Jesus. Absolutely. So once we start getting that in play, a lot of things that are outlandish from episode 2 to episode 4 is all a dream, in the words of Biggie. It was all a dream. So it's the dream of Alvin and Mama Pearl, who took hallucinants to try to see into the future. And so, yeah, and the rest, as they say, is in the funny.
So let me ask you, the characters that's in Fix It Jesus, are they all local characters from Kansas City? Are these local actors?
To this point, I'm going to say yes. If I'm wrong, then y'all forgive me. But to this point, yes. One of the young ladies that played Potato Salad Becky, that was my first lady in this episode you're about to air, you may notice her face from like a lot of local commercials and things like that. She's very sought after and doing a lot of work on TV and stuff like that. She's here, but we've got a surprise coming up in the weekend that you'll be here, episode in October 17th, 18th time frame, that we're going to shoot an episode. I think there's going to be episode 8, where it's telling more of a background story on Kevin, which I had a lot of hand in penning this episode. So yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me ask you, is this your first major role as an actor? I know you've been in previous projects before, but to this degree and to this extent, is this your first role that you would say, pretty much requires a lot out of you in your role that you play?
Definitely. Being in movies as atmosphere or extras, you show up, they put you in placement. You may have a line or two. I was in a movie called I Survived Suicide that was on EGO and Navari Films, which is still up on Ego Entertainment Television. But I played an officer, Officer Shelby. And basically, I had a few lines in a scene. And basically, it was shot in a documentary kind of style. So it had, I think it was 4 different stories of suicide. Might have been 4 or 5 different storytellings of people that survived suicide. In my particular episode, I played Officer Shelby, and I had to go in to a young lady's room where she was battling cancer. Her husband was away at war, and I had to de-escalate the situation and take a pistol out of her hand to keep her from blowing her brains out. That took maybe 4 lines. But yeah, to answer your question, Kevin kind of just took off, bro. It was like I was supposed to have maybe 2 or 3 lines, and those 2 or 3 lines, it hit in episode 1, and he was like, "Hey, bro, can you do episode 2?" And then Kevin just took a life of his own. So yeah, to this capacity, it is.
That's awesome. Yeah. I want to give some shout outs, man. Richard Whitebear, he says, "What's up?"
What's up, Richard?
Comment. Yeah, Richard Whitebear, man, our OG, Richard Whitebear from the hood. Derek Hill. Derek Hill says, "What's up?" as well.
What's up, Derek?
Barry Roberson. Barry Roberson says, "What's up?"
What's up, Barry? Hey, Barry is a
Yes.
bass guitar playing, lead guitar playing, drumming dude, man, young brother.
Oh, okay. That's what's happening. That's what's
Yeah.
happening. Okay. So yeah, Fix It Jesus. Let me ask you this. Is there a certain day that it comes out on, and on what platform does Fix It Jesus come out on?
We started doing it every, I think it was coming out every Tuesday, I believe it was. And then a lot of the actors started having some things come about that it kind of pushed that schedule away. And so for the accommodations of a lot of the main characters, we started kind of releasing it, I think, on Wednesdays. We was trying to do it bi-weekly. Then I believe the excitement for it came. We started trying to do it weekly. And then the episode and the opportunity came up to shoot You Didn't Hug Me Right. So it kind of pushed it back a little bit. So Booker, and I hope I ain't telling too many of his secrets, but his plan was to put out the first 5 episodes and do that weekly. And then after the 5th one was set, to take kind of like a break, give people a chance to familiarize themselves with episode 1 through 5, come back to episode 6 through 10. And then he's in the process right now of shopping it to some streaming platforms that everybody knows. And hopefully we can get it on there. So when season 2 comes around, then we be taking off and rolling.
So right now, you can watch it on YouTube, of course,
Yep.
which is where I watch it.
Yep.
Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube. So Fix It Jesus, to all my followers and all my people who watch my platform, make sure y'all go to YouTube, put in Fix It Jesus, and episodes 1 through 5. Actually,
Yeah.
Episodes 1 through 5 will show up. What's up, Marcus? That's the Heart of 50 States.
What's up, Marcus? Hey, I want to say shout out to my homegirl Tabitha too, up in Arizona. She was in the scene that I was talking about, Fix It Jesus, not Fix It Jesus, but I Survived Suicide. And yeah, just I want to also say shout out to my boys that's probably watching that just celebrated their birthdays. My oldest Jay turned 33 on Tuesday. My youngest Dwan Jr. turned 29 on Thursday. And yeah, man, love y'all.
My nephews love y'all, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, without further ado, bro, let's go ahead and get into this episode. Fix It Jesus, episode 3. We good?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.